Okay, good morning, everybody. This is Intermediate Senior Yoga, and my name is John Cochran. Let's lie down first. So let's come into Shavasana and stretch out, and we'll do this as a centering exercise. We're leaving the outside world aside. We're going to stay here for 1 minute, just breathing comfortably. Not trying to do anything in particular, but first we have to find the perfectly comfortable position, of course. Try to relax any tension that you find in your body. And now you can let your hands be any place that's really comfortable for you, either in the standard Shavasana position or any place else, like the belly. So take a deep breath in now and simply exhale comfortably, slowly. With your next inhalation, bring the hands in beside the torso and bring the feet closer together. As you exhale, bend the knees and bring those feet in closer to the buttocks and pause here for a couple of breaths. And then firm the belly muscles, and with your next inhalation, we'll lift both feet up off the mat. We'll reach up and grab hold of the knees. Gently hug these knees down toward the left and right centers of the chest. So take another breath in, and as you exhale, we'll release the knees. We'll separate the knees wide apart, bring the soles of the feet together. You're going to reach down and grab hold of the shins, down at the ankles or at the feet, depending upon your level of flexibility. We're gently hugging the heels in toward the groins. Breath in now, and as you exhale, we'll release. We're going to put the feet down onto the mat. We're going to straighten out the right leg and bring the left foot up to the top of the right thigh. And take the left hand out to the side at shoulder level, unless you've got a sofa over there. With an exhalation, we roll the hips over to the right side. We're going to take the right hand up to the outside of the knee and just let the hand rest on the outside of the knee, or work your fingers in around, find the hollow spot behind the knee. We're turning the face to the left and relaxing into this twist. So we're going to release the knee and roll back up and change sides. So we'll bring the right foot up and straighten out the left leg, and If you want, you can scoot the hips over to the right side. I forgot to do that on the left, but it works okay, even if you don't. Bring the right foot to the top of the left thigh. The right hand goes out to the side at shoulder level. And exhaling, we're rolling the hips over to the left side. Bring the left hand now up to the outside of that right knee. We're going to turn the face to the right and then relax into the twist. And then with your next inhalation, we're releasing, rolling back up, recentering in the mat if you need to. And then we're straightening out the right leg. We're going to straighten out the right leg. We're going to flex that right foot. We're going to get the knee really straight. So we're pressing the knee down into the mat. And when we do that, if you're, depending on your development of your calf muscle, the heel might lift slightly away from the mat. And that's okay. We're firming the belly muscles, and with an inhalation, we're sweeping the leg up, coming up as high as we can. We're just going to hold it here for a couple of breaths. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, we'll lower. We're coordinating the exhalation with the lowering so that as the heel touches, the exhalation completes. We'll just relax that right leg. Then we're flexing it again, taking a breath in and exhaling. With the inhalation, we'll firm the belly muscles, sweep this leg up toward the ceiling. And again, we'll hold it here for a couple of breaths. Breath in now, and as you exhale, we're lowering. This time when the heel touches down, we're going to inhale and sweep the leg right back up. And then with your next exhalation, we're lowering. So we're coordinating both the inhalation and the raising of the leg, and the exhalation and the lowering of the leg. So we'll do this one more time on this side. Then we'll change legs. So we're straightening out the left leg. We're pressing the knee down into the mat. We're going to flex that foot. And with an inhalation, we firm the belly muscles. Inhaling now, we sweep the leg up. And we're holding it here for a couple of breaths. And with your next exhalation, we're lowering. When the heel touches down, as the exhalation completes, we're just relaxing that leg for a moment. And then we're flexing the foot again. We're pressing the heel away, pressing that knee downward, firming the belly muscles, inhaling, sweeping up, and again, staying here for a couple of breaths. And with your next exhalation, we'll lower. This time, when the heel touches down, we inhale and sweep the leg right back up. Exhaling, we're coming down. Inhaling up. Exhaling, coming down. Inhaling, coming up. Exhaling, going all the way down, and we'll bend the knee, bring that knee in. We'll take the knees out to the sides, to the left and the right, letting the soles of the feet gently touch, gently press together. And if you wish, you can take the hands up and just add the weight of the hands to the insides of the thighs. Don't press down with your muscles. Just let the weight come in here. And then we'll remove the hands and bounce the knees up and down an inch or so. And then with your next inhalation, we're bringing the knees up and pressing them firmly together. As you exhale, we're taking the knees wide apart and using your leg muscles to pull those knees as far apart as possible. Inhaling, the knees come up. Exhaling, they go wide apart. And do that 3 more times at your own pace.
And when you finished all three of those, we're just lying here with the knees spread wide apart. Going to bounce the knees up and down again. And then with your next inhalation, we'll bring the knees up and we'll separate the feet to hip width apart. And then we're bringing the left knee up. We're going to reach up and grab hold of this left knee, and we're going to bring the knee over toward the right shoulder. So we're hugging the knee maybe down toward the breastbone to begin, and then we're starting to bring the knee even further over to the right shoulder. If you wish, you can straighten out the right leg. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, we're changing sides. So the left foot comes down, the right knee comes up. Reaching up here with the left hand to grab hold, bring the knee in over the breastbone, or toward the breastbone, over toward the left shoulder. And then if you wish, you could straighten out the left leg. Breath in now, and exhaling, we're putting the right foot down. We'll bring the left foot back up. We're going to take that left foot right to the front of the right knee. And we're start off by just letting this left knee fall away from the torso as far as it will move. And then we'll activate the leg muscles and we'll press the knee a little bit further away. And then we'll take the left hand and gently press on the inside of the thigh, taking that knee a little further away. And then if you move the knee in and out by pressing on it and releasing, you may notice that your hips are rolling a little bit to the right side when you press. So stabilize the hip and think of pulling the left hip up toward the left ribs as you press into this inner thigh. We're releasing the pressure on the knee. With your next inhalation, we're lifting the right foot up off the mat. We're going to take the left hand down through the eye of the needle, down between the thighs. We'll bring the hands behind the right thigh, or if your flexibility allows, you can bring it up to the top of the right shin. So take a breath in, and as you exhale, we're going to lift the head and shoulders. We're going to take the left elbow and reach forward with the elbow so it comes underneath the left calf. And then we're bending the elbow, and we're going to put the right foot down. We're holding this left knee up with the left elbow. We're going to reach up here with the right hand to grab the foot, and we're slowly bringing the back of the calf down toward the lower ribs. You can lower your head and shoulders again. So we're trying to get the back of the calf to come all the way down to the lower ribs. Maybe it gets there, maybe it doesn't. Doesn't really matter. We're getting a really big stretch of that left hip. And we're releasing. Deep breath in, and as you exhale, we're releasing. We're putting that left foot down onto the mat. We're going to roll the hips from side to side, wag the tail a little bit, whatever it takes to relax. And then we take the right foot up to the front of the left knee. And again, we'll just start off by relaxing the muscles and letting the knee fall away as far as it will naturally. And then we're going to activate the leg muscles and press that knee a little bit further away. And then finally, we'll take the right hand and press gently on the inside of that thigh. Remember how the hips tended to move to the other side? We're going to prevent the hips from moving over to the left side by pulling up gently on the right hip toward the right ribs, very gently here. So we'll release the pressure on the inside of the thigh. With your next inhalation, we're lifting the left foot up off the mat. Now the right hand goes down through the eye of the needle, down between the thighs. Hands come around behind the left thigh or to the top of the left shin, depending upon your level of flexibility. So take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, we're lifting the head and shoulders. We're going to take the right elbow in under the right calf and bend the elbow so we're supporting the calf. Now the left foot comes down to the mat, and we're taking the left hand and grabbing hold of that left foot, the right foot rather, and we're lowering the head and shoulders back down. We're slowly bringing the back of the right calf down toward the ribs. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, we're slowly releasing, letting that right foot come back down to the mat. Again, we're rolling the hips from side to side, wagging the tail, whatever feels good to relax. We're going to come up to a seated position.
Find a comfortable seated position. And let's just move around a little bit to relax. So we're going to take the lower ribs around in circles. And then we'll come back to the front. So when I say come to the front, I'm pressing the lower ribs forward. And then we're going to take the ribs off to the side, going the opposite direction. And then the ribs go back and then off to the second side and around to the front again. So we're making a little circle down here with the lower part of the rib cage. Moving the lower part of the spine, what we're doing. We'll come back to the front. We're going to round the spine, we're letting the nose come down toward the belly button. And now we're taking the head and shoulders off to, say, the left side. Let's go to the left side first. And we'll pause here for a moment. And we've got the right shoulder lifted, the left shoulder is down, and we've got this curvature in the spine. And then we're rolling backward and we're lifting the chest. And so now we've got the backward arch in the spine. Then we'll go over to the right side. Left shoulder is up and the right shoulder is down. We've got the curvature in the spine. Then we're rolling forward again. So I'm really looking for curvature in the spine in every direction. So we've got one more round to go here. We'll pause here at the front for a moment and then go the other direction. So again, working hard to get curvature in the spine in every direction. Next time we come back to the front, we'll come back all the way to the front, just hang here for a moment. And then with an inhalation, we'll lift the chest up, lift the face up so we're looking straight ahead. Let's bring the shoulders up toward the ears. Inhaling, the shoulders come up to the ears. Exhaling, they go down. Inhaling up, exhaling, going down. Inhaling up, exhaling, coming back down. pressing down as far as you can, then just come back to a neutral position. Then we'll take the shoulders back and forward. Inhaling, the shoulders go back. Exhaling, we take them forward. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. And then we'll come back to neutral. Now we're going to circle the shoulders. So inhaling, we'll take the shoulders back and then lift them up toward the ears. Exhaling, we'll press them forward and then press down. Inhaling, back and up. Exhaling, forward and down. One more round. So we're reaching for the maximum extension in every position, including down, and then we come back to neutral and move around a little bit. Inhaling, now the shoulders go forward and we lift them up toward the ears. Exhaling, press the shoulders back and down. So inhaling forward and lifting. Exhaling back and down. Reaching the maximum extension in every position. Last round here. Pressing down all the way, and then we'll just come to the neutral position and pause for a moment. We're going to take the right hand forward and then sweep it across to the left. We're going to bring the left hand up under the upper arm. We're pulling the elbow across toward the shoulder. We're going to wrap the arm around, over the shoulder, around the neck, reaching back down the spine as far as you can. So take a breath in now, and as you exhale, we're straightening the arm out. We're still pulling the elbow in toward the shoulder. We're going to turn the palm upward. And then we'll turn the palm downward and all the way around toward the front of the room. And a breath in as you exhale, we're relaxing. We're going to roll back and change the cross of the feet. So lift those feet up, change the cross, come back to a comfortable seated position. And now we'll take the left arm forward, sweeping it across to the right hand comes up under the upper arm. We're pulling the arm, elbow in toward the right shoulder. We're wrapping the hand around the neck, reaching the hand down the back as far as you can. Sitting up really tall. Deep breath in as you exhale. Now we're straightening out the arm. We're turning the palm up toward the ceiling. Keeping this elbow pulled into the shoulder. Then we turn the palm the other direction, down toward the floor and then around toward the front as much as it will come. Breath in now, and as you exhale, we're releasing, moving the shoulders around. Going to bring the palms together, interlace the fingers, turn the palms outward, press the hands forward. Bring the elbows in as close as we can. So we're trying to pull those elbows in. We are pulling them in. And then we'll pull the shoulders back. So we're pulling the hands away from the wall that's ahead of us, but we're keeping the elbows pulled in. Then we'll press the shoulders forward, pressing the hands toward the wall ahead of us. And then we'll pull back again. Press forward. And with your next inhalation, we're sweeping the hands up toward the ceiling, reaching up as high as you can. Again, pulling those elbows in. We want to have the upper arms come in and touch the ears if at all possible. So I'm going to arch to the right. We're taking the head and the shoulders and the arms over to the right. Notice I'm keeping this left arm pulled into the left ear. So we arch over here to the side, and then we'll come right back up. And then we'll arch to the left. Again, keeping the arms close to the ears. Inhaling, coming back up. Exhaling, we release the hands or bring those hands right down beside the hips. We're going to find the line of the back of the buttocks and put the heel of the hand down right on that line. Take the shoulders up, back, and down. We're pressing down gently into the heels of the hands, but then into the palms and the knuckles and the fingers. Take another breath in as you exhale. We're pressing down really firmly. We're going to lift the hips right up off the mat and wag the tail a little bit. We'll slowly come back down and we'll relax those shoulders. Okay, let's come onto the mat and come into a plank. So come around. We'll start off coming to all fours and then take one leg back and then take the other leg back so we are in a plank. So I'm trying to have my back be horizontal in this plank. The hips a little bit lower so that they're in a line between the shoulders and the ankles is okay, but down like this is not okay, and up like this is not okay also. So we want to have the back be more or less horizontal. I'm just going to stay here. We're going to press into the fingers and the knuckles and the palm, not just into the heels of the hands. So take a breath in. As you exhale, bring those knees down wide apart. We're going to slide back, leaving the hands right where they are, sliding the hips back toward the heels, coming into an extended pose of the child. And then with your next inhalation, we're coming back up, coming up to the plank again. This time we're going to bend the elbows and bring the chest down. So you might bring the chest down just a little bit, or you might bring it down quite a bit. Then we're pressing back up. So when we lower the chest, the hips don't go down. They stay right up there where they were, bending the elbows, coming down and pressing back up. Take those knees down wide apart and slide back into the pose of the child again. We're letting those shoulders relax. Okay, with your next inhalation, we're coming back up to the plank. We're going to roll forward on the toes a little bit so that the shoulders are directly over the wrists, and then take a breath in. As you exhale, we're going up into downward facing dog. So coming up as high as we can and sliding the hips back. We're going to move the legs around, move the shoulders, the body as we get into comfortable with this position. We're starting to press the fingers and the knuckles down, lightening the load on the heel of the hand. We're letting the chest come down toward the mat, straightening out the elbows, bending the knees a little bit, and then lifting the tailbone up as high as you can, releasing the heels toward the mat. With your next inhalation, we're coming back to the plank. We're bending the elbows and coming down, then we're sliding forward into upward facing dog, turning the tops of the feet down into the mat. Keeping the knees up off the mat if you can, but letting them come down if you need to. And then a deep breath in as you exhale. We're bending the elbows and we're coming down and we're coming into crocodile. Letting those shoulders relax. Relaxing the whole body. So we're going to take the hands around down here to the lower ribs. We're going to find the lower ribs and put the heel of the hand down on the mat, right close to those, right next to the lowest ribs. We're turning the hands so that the index fingers point straight ahead toward the short edge of the mat. And then we're letting the chin or the forehead rest on the mat. So we're getting ready for upward facing dog. And of course, we lift on the second inhalation. So we're taking the first breath in, we're bringing in strength, the prana, the life force, and exhaling. With the next inhalation, we're arching the spine upward. As we exhale, we press down with the hands coming all the way up into upward facing dog. And if you wish, you can press the tops of the feet down, lifting the knees slightly off the mat. So take a breath in, lift the chest a little higher, and as you exhale, slowly come all the way down and come into crocodile, turning your face in the second direction. So let's come on to the right side of the body. Come on to the right side, and we're going to bring the right elbow directly under the right shoulder. We're going to have the the right knee is bent, it's forward, the left leg is in a nice straight line with the torso, and we can use the left hand here for balance. We're going to come up into a side plank. We're going to do this twice. The first time, there are a couple of options, but we'll be keeping this right knee on the mat the first time. So take the first breath in and exhale. With the next inhalation, we lift the hips up off the mat. So our first option here is to take the left hand up toward the ceiling. The second option is to lift the left leg and have it be horizontal. Both of those are options. So a breath in now, and as you exhale, the hand comes down, the foot comes down, the hip comes down. Bring the body all the way down to the mat and relaxing for several breaths. So now we're coming back up, the same position to start with. Okay, the option we're going to have this time is to take the right leg and straighten it out. And when I do that, I like to put my right foot behind the left foot. So we're taking the deep breath in and exhaling. Inhaling now, we're lifting the hips up, and then we're taking that right foot and putting it down beside the left foot, and then the left hand goes up toward the ceiling. We're looking up toward the ceiling, if possible. So the hand comes down to the mat, the right knee comes forward, putting the hips down, and we're going to change to the other side. So rolling over to the left side. You can roll over like I did, or just roll in the other direction if that works for you. So we've got the left knee bent, it's in front now, and the right leg is straight along the mat. And then we're coming up onto the left elbow. So the left elbow is more or less directly underneath the shoulder, maybe slightly out, because as we lift, we're going to go that way a little bit. Take the first breath in and exhale. With the next inhalation, lifting the hips up off the mat. That right hand goes up toward the ceiling, and if possible, the right leg comes up to about horizontal. So a breath in now, and as you exhale, the hand comes down, the foot comes down, the hip comes down, the body comes down, and we're just relaxing here for a couple of moments. So we're coming back up onto that left elbow. And we do the full side plank, the low side plank. Deep breath in now and exhale. With the inhalation, we're lifting the hips up off the mat. We'll take that left foot back behind the right foot, or I take it behind. You can take it in front or whatever you'd like, I guess.
Take the right hand up toward the ceiling, returning and looking up. So take a breath in, and as you exhale, the hand comes down, the left knee comes forward, the hips come down, coming all the way down, and we're just curling up and relaxing here for a couple of breaths. And then we're rolling onto the belly. So coming onto the belly again. So we're going to bend the right knee and reach back with the right hand to grab hold of the ankle. If you can't grab with the ankle, grab hold of the heel or the Achilles tendon here, or if you're wearing socks, grab hold of the sock, or if you have the pants up here, grab hold of the pants. Whatever you can grab hold of, we're pulling the heel in toward the buttock. If you can, walk the fingers out toward the toes, and then bring that heel in toward the buttock. So when we pull that heel in, the hip probably lifted a little bit, so we're pressing the hip back down. And then if you can, lift the knee up off the mat an inch or two. Breath in, lifting a little higher, and as you exhale, we'll come back down. We'll release the foot, come into crocodile for a moment or two. Then we'll go to the other side. So we're bending the left knee now. This is the side I always cramp on, so I hope I don't do it today, but we'll see. Grabbing hold wherever you can, taking the hand to the fingers to the ankle. There goes the cramp. Holding on to that ankle. Walking the fingers out toward the toes if you can. Pulling the heel down toward the buttock. So again, you probably lifted the hips, so we're going to press the hip back down. And then if you can, lift that knee up off the mat an inch or two. Inhale and lift a little higher. As you exhale, we'll release. Bring the knee down, release the foot, come into crocodile, making sure you're turning your face to different sides every time you come in. So we're going to come up to all fours from this position, and I would like for you to do it a specific way. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders. And first of all, I'll demonstrate the way most people do it. Press down with the hands, arching the spine upward, peel up, kind of peel up and bring the hips up at the end. But I would like for you to try to lift the hips and with the exhalation, press the hips and the shoulders up at exactly the same time. It's much harder, but better for your muscles. So coming into the tabletop, the yoga tabletop position here. We're going to inhale and bring the right knee in. And as we exhale, we shoot that right leg out back. If you can, you take the left arm up over the head. And we're looking out beyond the fingers. Then lift the heel and the fingers as high as you can. Inhale and lift a little higher. As you exhale, see if you can bring the knee and the elbow together underneath the torso before you put them down. And then we're moving around a little bit. We're wagging the tail from side to side. Cat and the cow a little bit. And then we bring the inhale, we bring the left knee in. Exhaling, we shoot that left leg out back. And then if possible, you take the right arm forward. We're looking beyond the fingers, lifting the heel and the fingers up toward the ceiling.
Inhaling, lifting a little higher. As you exhale, see if you can bring the knee and the elbow together, and then put the hand and the knee down. We'll take the knees wide apart, slide back into pose of the child, and just relax here for several breaths. We take the hands out over the head, and with an inhalation, we're coming up to all fours. Let's bring the left foot forward. So bring that left foot forward any way you can. We're in a kneeling lunge. So if you can, we're going to curl the toes under and lift the knee up as well. And then we're arching the spine upward. We're looking ahead toward the wall up there above us, ahead of us. And the right knee is pressing back and up really strongly so that it's nice and straight. So we'll put that right knee down, we'll slide the hips back, we're straightening out the left leg, we're keeping that left foot right where it was, and moving the hands back so we can move the hips back and lift a little bit if you need to straighten out that leg. We want to get this leg really straight, and then fold forward over the leg. And then we'll bring that left leg back and come forward again. Bring the hands forward again, and we'll bring the left foot up, coming into the left foot forward lunge. And again, if you can, you curl the left toes under. Did I say the left foot forward? This is the right foot forward lunge. Curling the left toes under, lifting that knee up if you can, arching the spine upward, looking ahead toward the wall that's ahead of us here. And now the left leg is pressing back and up really strongly so it's nice and straight. Breath in, exhaling, the knee comes down. We're sliding the hips back now. We're turning the top of the foot down toward the mat. We're sliding the hips back, straightening out this right leg. Bring the hands back, lift the torso if we need to straighten out this leg. And then we are folding forward over the right leg. So we'll bring that right foot back now and gonna come up onto the knees. We'll take the left foot forward, curl the right toes under, and with an exhalation, we'll stand up and turn off to the side of the mat. So we're facing the side of the mat, and I apologize that you can't see me above the waist. But we're going to be doing leg work mostly, so it doesn't matter. Deep breath in. As you exhale, we step those feet wide apart. We're going to keep the insides of the feet parallel and walk the heels out an inch or two further. Thigh bones press back, the knees are nice and straight. We're lifting the chest and we're bending forward at the hips, keeping the back nice and flat. So I think I'll turn around so you can see my back. Try not to slip on this floor. So I've got the back nice and flat. And hands can be on the knees, any place that's comfortable. If you need to support your back, then your hands are on your thighs, providing that support for your back. We're stretching the collarbones forward. I'm going to roll forward slightly so that more of the weight is on the balls of the feet.
Deep breath in, and as you exhale, we're rounding the spine, letting the head and shoulders hang down. The hands come down toward the mat or touch the mat. Again, we're rolled forward so that more of the weight is on the balls of the feet. And we're pressing those knees back really strongly and relaxing. So we'll bring the hands back up to the thighs with an inhalation. We're flattening the back again. And with your next inhalation, come all the way back upright. We're going to walk those feet in and move those feet around. Da, 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 da. And then I'm going to come up to the head of the mat, one end or the other, so that you've got space behind you for Warrior One. And let's see. We're also going to do a version of Warrior 3. So I think I'm going to move back so that when I bend forward, you can see what's happening. Deep breath in, and as you exhale, move the weight over here to the left side. We're going to step back with the right foot as far as you can. Make sure I've got plenty of room here. And take that second little step back. We're bending the left knee, bringing the knee directly over the ankle. The right knee is pressing back and up really strongly so it's nice and straight. The arms come up in front. And with inhalation, we sweep the arms up over the head and we turn and look up between the hands. So take a breath in as you exhale. Let the hands come down. We're going to fold forward at the hips and then bring the fingers down to the mat several inches ahead of the left foot. And then we're going to hop the right foot forward a little bit until all of our weight is on the left leg. We're going to straighten out the left leg and lift the right leg up. So we're going to try to have the hips horizontal. So see, I've got my right hip lifted. We're lowering the right hip so the hips are more or less horizontal. Going to come up onto the fingertips. Be light on the fingertips. And if you can, you lift the hands right up off the mat and take them either out to the side or up over your head to the extent you can. We'll bring those fingertips back down. We'll bend the left knee, bring that right foot down back there. We're pressing into the left foot, coming up and stepping forward. And just moving the hips around and relaxing a little bit. And we do the other side. So breath in, and as you exhale, move the weight to the right side. We step back with the left foot as far as you can, then take a second little step back. We're bending the right knee, bringing the knee over the ankle. And then arms come up in front, inhaling, the hands go up over the head. Turn and look up between the hands. Left leg, pressing back and up really strongly. Nice and straight left leg. And the breath in as you exhale, the hands come down. We're going to fold forward down at the hips and bring the fingers down to the mat, several inches ahead of that right foot. We're hopping the left foot forward until all of our weight's on the right foot. We're straightening out that right leg, lifting the left leg up, coming up lightly onto the fingertips, finding our balance. And then if you can, just pick those fingers up off the mat. Take them up over the head if you can for the full Warrior 3. So we'll bring the fingertips back down. We'll bend the right knee, bring that left foot down, press into the right foot. So we're stepping forward now. I'm going to turn back to the side of the mat. Okay, Warrior 1 and Warrior 3, which leaves us Warrior 2. So take a deep breath in as you exhale. We're stepping those feet wide apart again, walking the heels out a little further. This time we're going to turn the left foot out 90 degrees, so it's perpendicular to the short edge of the mat. The right foot turns in a whole bunch. Hips and shoulders stay parallel to the long edge of the mat. And we're bending the left knee, bringing the knee directly over the ankle. Right knee is nice and straight, pressing back really strongly, arms out to the side. We turn and look over the fingers of the left hand.
Then take a breath in. As you exhale, the hands come down. We press into that left foot. Turn the feet back to the front. Bend the knees. Move the hips around a little bit. And then we turn the right foot out 90 degrees. Left foot turns in a whole bunch. We're bending the right knee. Bring the knee directly over the ankle. Left leg presses back. Hips and shoulders stay parallel to the long edge of the mat. And we're taking the arms out to the side, turning and looking over the fingers of the right hand. So a breath in now, and as you exhale, the hands come down. We're pressing into that right foot, turning the feet back to the front, walking the feet back together, moving around, relaxing a little bit. I'm going to bring the feet fairly close together. I'm going to bend the knees, and then just take the knees around in little circles. And then we'll circle in the other direction. Okay, so I think it's time to begin closing relaxation. So let's go ahead and lie down on the mat. And so the first thing we have to do is find a comfortable position. So we are finding the most comfortable position we can. We're allowing the body to relax into this position, and it takes several moments, maybe a couple of minutes even, for the body to fully relax or relax sufficiently so that you can make the adjustments that will allow you to be comfortable for the next 5 minutes or so. So when you feel like your body is as comfortable as it can be, then scan the body looking for places that are tense and relaxing those places when you find them. So check the forehead, around the eyes, the cheeks of the jaws, the neck and the shoulders, and down through the arms to the hands and the fingers, and down through the torso to the hips, the legs, all the way down to the toes. Make sure you're fully relaxed. Then begin to focus your attention on the breath, observing the breath without trying to change it. So you might be listening to the breath because it does make noise. You might be feeling the cool, dry air flowing into the nostrils and the warmer, moisture air flowing out of the nostrils as you exhale. You might be noticing the rhythm. As you inhale, it starts slowly, it gathers speed, and then comes to a slow stop at the top. There's a pause at the top, and then the exhalation, it starts slowly, accelerates, and then comes down to the bottom where there's that pause at the bottom. So through concentrating on the breath, we're trying to quiet the mind. We want the mind to become quiet, and that allows us to come into a state of calmness and peacefulness. So we'll do this for the next 3 minutes.
Make your next inhalation a little bit deeper. Exhale comfortably. And then take a really deep breath in. As you exhale, allow a little motion to return to the fingers and the toes, moving the head a little bit, maybe the shoulders a little bit, the hips, the buttocks. Just a little bit of movement, then come back to stillness for another couple of moments. And take another deep breath in. As you exhale, allow the range of motion to increase, moving the legs, moving the arms, stretching, yawning, bring the knees up, hugging, whatever feels good to you at this time, rolling from side to side maybe. If you'd like, you can roll onto your side and find a comfortable position there wherever you are. Come back to stillness for a moment or two and find that comfortable position. And then whenever you're ready, slowly press yourself back up to a comfortable seated position, keeping the eyes closed as much as you can, using your hands to find the centered position in your mat. And then we'll take a really deep breath in, filling up the lungs. And then exhale completely, squeezing all the air out, emptying the lungs. Give that last little puff and return to normal breathing. And then we'll take a deep breath in, hold the inhalation. So really deep breath in, holding. Now slowly exhale. Come down to the bottom of the exhalation. We're doing this with control. We're squeezing the ribs in, pulling the belly in, lifting the navel up into the lower ribs. Get that last little puff. Hold the exhalation. And return to normal breathing. So now a deep breath in for the yoga Om, beginning when you're ready. Om Shanti, Om Peace, peace. So namaste, everyone.